Hi everybody, and welcome back to day number 4 of my Christmas with Silhouette. So today we are going to be making another card, and it is a Silhouette file or a Silhouette Studio file, so you don't have to have the Silhouette Designer Edition to make this card. This card is a Snapdragon Snippet Studio file. So, what does our card look like for today? This is the card that we will be making. So come on and join me, and I'm going to show you how I made this card. Okay everybody, so let's bring up the supplies and we'll get moving along with day 4. And this is going to be another card. So the card is from the Silhouette store, and I've already given you, or I'm going to give you the link down in the description bar. And I've cut this out, and I once again have used the print and cut to put my inside sentiment in. And I'm not going to do a video or show you the steps on how to do a print and cut, because I've done several of those, so by now you should pretty much know how to do it. If I get a request from someone that wants to know how I did this, I will try to accommodate. But like I said, I've done so many of these, I don't think I need to do another one for this particular one anyway. So I'm going to get some tape on my inside sentiment and go ahead and add that. And I just use some regular old copy paper that we had laying around the house. It just happened to be the right color. And we're going to add this sentiment to the inside of our card. So this cardstock that I am using is just some regular Recollections cardstock. Oh, let's make sure I get it going in the right direction. And I'm going to pull this toward me for just a second so I can make sure I line this up inside exactly the way it should be. Okay, so now I've got my sentiment inside there. So let's start adding our pieces for our little candy cane. Now, as you can see, I have some writing here on the back of this, and that's because I was making another card and it didn't come out right when I was doing my print and cut. So you know me, I don't like to waste anything, so I'm just going to use this. And there's also a little perforation there, but that's okay because we're going to have another piece on top of there, so you'll barely be able to see that perforation. So just because you made a mistake on something, don't throw your paper away, because trust me, at some point you'll be using it or you'll need it, and rather than waste another good piece of cardstock, just get that old scrap out and use that. So I want to make sure I get my tape in all these corners along here so that this stays adhered to the card. And we'll then add this one to the card. I know that's a lot of tape, but I want to make sure that that stays. So I'm going to open up my card and we're going to add this layer. So I'm just going to line this up and try to center it on here, and then I'm going to press that down. So now let's add our next layer, and once again it was some scraps that I had left over, and I'm going to place that right here. And all of my cardstock is some Recollections cardstock, so no fancy design paper today on this card. And this one is actually a very simple one to lay out on your mat as well as put together. Now this does come in rather large as one piece, and you will have to ungroup it to cut the colors that you want. So when you first get it open and on your mat, don't panic because it's large and you think you're not going to be able to cut it. You just need to ungroup it so that you can get your colors of cardstock that you're going to be using. So now I'm going to line this one up because this one is just going to have a little small edge of that green showing. So and I'm going to make sure I get this on here right because as you can see from all the tape that I put on there, it's not coming up. So now we can go ahead and add our last layer. And that will go right here. So we're going to go ahead and got to figure out how we're going to get some tape on this one. So I want to move my card for a minute, and I know I can get some in that center there, and then we'll just do a little curving here and get it along each of those little spokes. And I think for our edge, and actually I should have popped this up, but we're going to leave like this for now because actually I'm going to do something else for my embellishment. So now for my edges, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my glue and get some glue on my edges rather than trying to get the tape around there. So I'm just going to go all the way around on my edges. Make sure you don't get any glue on your hands when you're doing that, like I just did. And then I'm going to make sure that I put the cap back on my glue. And then we're going to add this to our card. So now, let me get a little glue on there. We'll just put our little piece. You want to still make sure you got your green showing. And there we are. There is our card. So now we have one more thing we need to add, and we're just going to add this right across the front here, and it just says Sweetest Wishes. And I'm going to place that right there. But what I want to do is I want to add some more embellishments on here before I put this down. So once I have everything on here, I'm going to come back with the finished card. And then we have to decide what type of envelope we're going to use to put this card in. Okay everybody, so I am back with the finished card. So what I've done is I went ahead and took some glossy accents and colored in my little spokes here for the candy. And then I added the last cut piece, which says Sweetest Wishes. And I also decided to put a little glitter in the center of the candy. Now on the outside here, I just thought it looked rather plain. So what I did was I took and added these peppermint candy embellishments that I picked up at Michael's. And then of course I added my little bling right here. Now for the envelope, I tried making an envelope different sizes, and no matter what, I couldn't get it to fit right. And then I decided I was going to make it in a box, and then the box didn't come out right. So what I did was I had some pre-made envelopes already. So I took one of those that I knew would be big enough, and I just stamped out Merry Christmas, and then I put this little present embellishment down here at the bottom. And I decided that works just perfect. So that's it everybody. This is day 4 of my Christmas with silhouette. So don't forget to come back for day 5. Thanks for watching everybody. Bye.